Wait, hold on. Did everyone else get a notification that said this meeting is being recorded by
Yeah.
to be in the meeting
No.
or consenting to being
It
recorded?
goes, do you want to
Who
leave or
sued Zoom and now they have to have this warning? Well, who was it?
it was like, do you want to leave Zoom or not? Okay. Hi guys, welcome back to 14s because this podcast is 14s and we are 14s. I'm Gloria.
I'm Isabella.
I'm Lauren.
Really?
And today we're talking about how our school year as freshmen went and advice to oncoming freshmen. Hurrah!
My advice.
Let's not do a round robin. Let's just communicate.
Okay. My advice is don't go to school. Like literally don't. Like literally like drop out at 8th grade.
Okay, well that's not an option for most people, so let's not.
If you dropped out at 8th grade, you can too.
It was also the freaking, I don't know when Shakespeare was alive, freaking 1500s. Was that accurate?
Yeah.
I think it was the 16th century. So maybe.
Yeah.
Drop
Just
out of
offended
8th
every
grade if
Shakespearean
you're
scholar. That's like,
honest, but
no,
that's it.
it was 1616, you idiots. Yeah. Okay. So I think that it was weird because our transition got all messed up since we had the end of 8th grade was weird and then the beginning of freshman year was weird. But Gloria kind of said this right before we started recording. For the part that we were in school, it was
besides the mask on our face and like slightly less people in the room, and we had to clean our desk at the end of the day, which was legit. Just the teacher came around with a paper towel 2 minutes early, which like I guess never happened before, but like we still had the normal school experience. You just cleaned a desk.
And I think like we might keep that because that's just sanitary.
It smells like death.
I like the smell of it.
What's wrong with you? It's like these bottles and the liquid looks pretty much clear except for a tiny hint of blue. I think they filled the water bottle with water and added 4 drops of Windex.
So I didn't realize how much more high schooly you feel in your extracurriculars than you do in the school. If that makes any sense. I feel more of a high school student when I'm not learning. When I'm like at drama club or mock trial.
It's very weird because we've always been told like high school changes you and you're gonna feel different, and you're like, I don't understand how sitting in like a harder algebra class is gonna make me different. It really don't make any sense, but your like mental and physical development all happens of Zoe at the same time as like high school happens. So like this is gonna sound so like sexual and terrible, but you were going to like feel different than you ever have. You're gonna have relationships that are different than you ever had. You're gonna like be emotionally exhausted in ways you never thought were possible. So like it is a weird experience. I got no reaction to my long-winded speech.
Yes, no, okay, yeah, okay.
Yes, Queen,
that's
get
true.
it. Hurrah! Go,
I love you, Haley.
Queen, go.
It's true. You'll feel different in high school, but also I still feel like I'm in 4th grade.
The
So
only thing that feels different in high school is you feel like you're not good enough every single day.
I don't feel different walking around the high school. I feel different like just like as a human, which is a teenager.
If you
living
have
out of high
older
school.
siblings and you thought like middle school was bad being compared to them, oh baby.
by the
You're
way,
not.
though, it is literally, this is for the podcast shotties. It is 8:16 a.m. And
The things we do for you.
And we
I
all
have no
went-
pants on.
You know what the best part of whatever the heck you and I talked about? He's probably not wearing pants. I was thinking about that the entire time because I think he took the robe off and put a shirt on for Zoom. I'm pretty sure he wasn't wearing pants.
He was outside at a campfire. So whether
Dang it.
so
I really like the fact that he wasn't wearing pants.
So he either came in and like took off his pants and sat in his chair, or he kept his pants on. I would go with he probably kept his pants on.
I guess like what's the point of wearing pants when you're in a
My dad
comfortable
doesn't
room?
on his court Zooms. He puts a suit on top and wears underwear.
I mean, They're only seeing the shoulders. Like, I don't
My
know.
mother has a plethora of photos of my dad sitting in the bathroom on a Zoom in a suit and underwear.
I don't ever want to see them.
Oh, my
I don't
dad
wanna
took
see
a
those
photo with
photos.
his best friend, like of them standing in their underwear to have a competition on who had fancier underwear and made me judge. They showed me a photo of two grown 40-year-old men in underwear.
I'm so
know.
sorry you've been through that, Gloria. So I also think that the lunches is the thing that was the least normal this year,
Oh yeah.
especially
Yeah,
towards the
we
beginning of the year.
How many people can you normally sit with? Because the tables aren't that big. 8?
8.
I don't have that many friends.
Well,
I mean, think about it. Like our 2 tables that we sit with on Tuesdays and
I,
Thursdays.
I
we'll
have
just sit off.
7 friends.
What about the
One of
circle tables? You
one
can't
of
fit
them-
8 people at a
Yeah, you
circle
can.
table.
No, girl, everyone's knees gonna be rubbing. I don't want to have knees. I do
Everyone
not
gonna be
want your
touching
dry.
shoulders.
I do not want your dry, crusty meat all up on my luxurious shaved, shea buttered
wear
meat.
pants. Like what?
Wear pants.
People wear shorts in the summer.
No
We discussed this as a
pants.
problem for some people's dads. Maybe it's an inherited trait. Okay, so-
And Isaac.
and Isaac. Next topic,
Anyway,
Haley. What you got?
A lot of bottled up emotions.
this is the worst podcast episode ever.
What the frick?
Excuse you.
How we even said any actual real advice?
I said something about like
Just
you're gonna,
talking about Isaac in pants.
and then no one like piggybacked off of it. I was like, it's like I feel like y'all were gonna relate because we've been feeling some emotions we ain't never felt before. That's basically what I said, and y'all were like,
No,
Well,
it's
I said
true.
that. Well, I said that like high school really can make or break your confidence in a way. Like I kind of my confidence was definitely ruined at school. Like I usually spend every day feeling I'm not good enough when I'm in that building. And
is it like because of grades and comparing or like physical appearance? I'm not trying to like ruin your life.
It's like physical appearance, it's grades, it's the comparing to other people, it's all of it. It is so like I hate it there so much. I hate going to school, but I know I have to, so I
Okay,
deal
so
with it.
I'm gonna try and say this without like hurting your feelings, but this is just a great way to start this off. Like I guess like the way you present yourself or the way you dress is like not normal to people that aren't like
What?
modern. Like
I wear pants and a flannel.
Republican men aren't used to purple and pink hair. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because
I
I
guess
don't want
I'm
like
not really like worried about that aspect. Whatever I look, what I look like.
well, like I guess
I'm
I thought
talking about
at the beginning of the
physical
year.
appearance as in the way of like your mannerisms and the way that you answer questions and the way that you do things compared to other people
Have
and the
people
way
pointed
that
it
they
out?
work through things. No, I guess I'm not really talking about like the hair or the clothes or whatever. I'm talking more about the work ethic of other people compared to yours and the way that they physically show it.
I've never like thought about that. So like I don't know if that's like
Well, now you can't.
I don't want to be like not a normal thing of high school, but like everyone like thinks about different things.
No, I know what she's talking about. Like you hear that somebody else studied for a test for like 3 hours and you're like, I only studied for 1. Am I doing something wrong? Like,
Oh, brain entiendes.
it's not something that I try to stress myself out about too much, but like, yeah, I get it. And like it definitely can have a toll on you if you let it have a toll on you. So like I understand that.
I think what people start telling you their judgments more in high school. then I think people have always like made judgments, but maybe they didn't care, or maybe they like didn't, they were just scared about hurting your feelings. But people will tell you, like a lot of times they will like outright say like, isn't it so funny when you do this, and then say something you're like, what? Oh, you know.
Oh my gosh, the slight, the how do you explain it? Like, not on purpose insults. But like, have you just like ever noticed like when you blink, one of your eyes blinks faster than the other, and so like
And then
your
you're
right
like,
eye is still open,
oh,
and now
no.
you're like, gosh dang, that's what my sister does every freaking day.
Mhm.
It's horrible.
That's so
Maybe
annoying.
maybe it's a high schooler thing.
I think it is.
I think it's a way for like the upperclassmen to like make fun of the freshmen in a nice way. Like it's so.
Oh, the freshman slander is real.
Oh my god, it's so.
Sometimes it's deserved. Okay, freshman slander is basically whatever popular kids do because we think it's annoying too. We're just stuck in the same group as them.
Yeah. True.
Yeah, they're all like, oh my gosh, the freshmen thinking they're so cool, doing gang signs and this and that.
I don't.
Like
I
nobody
really
does.
don't.
It's just like it comes with some freshmen will do it. We don't. Why are we getting booped into
I
this?
am trying to go to Spanish class.
Yes. Like I'm just trying to live my life. Like I am not with them.
Oh my gosh, PDA in the hallway because we have masks.
So weird.
It's so weird. Okay, you know when like the weird kids date each other? Well, now imagine them
Gloria.
gazing in.
You
Now
can't call them
imagine
the
that.
weird kids.
Yes, you can. Now imagine them gazing into each other's eyes with masks on. It's not okay.
And they like kiss with their masks. Like that's just weird. Like
I
oh my
haven't seen
god.
that one yet. Has that
I
happened?
appreciate the effort of you
That is a
kissing
very
with the
common
mask still
thing.
on, but you look
So
stupid.
wired.
Wait, have you guys all seen that?
Yes.
I don't know because I just kind of see them hold their face close together and then I have to look away before I throw up.
I like if I see two, I like avert my eyes before I take in any information. So I haven't seen this. Like this is
I literally
scary new
went
territory.
down the stairs in the hallway once. I went down the stairs during a class period, so nobody was in the hallway. And there were like two people like
Clearly someone was in the hallway.
there were like two people like making out on the stairs, and I was like, oh my god, get a room.
They did. No one else
The
was there. That
stairs
was their
you
room.
entered, so that's on you.
That is your issue.
Look what you interrupted.
I know.
Love.
But they didn't stop. I just kind of
Classes, they don't just get harder. They get
impossibly harder. You're
they get
doomed.
so boring. Haley, we can't scare them.
yes, we can.
It just gets boring. Maybe this is block scheduling, but yeah, it's
You really don't be liking block scheduling.
I don't like block scheduling because I can't sit through 85 minutes of a French class where we do nothing but just get spoken to in like
on Monday we get non-block schedule. We will see if people like it.
Yeah. I'm excited.
I'll have to find someone to walk from 4th period to 5th period with.
I can't believe you walk with someone with every class. I walk alone.
That's so sad.
Wow, way to make her feel real great. I
I
think
thought
like,
she was
I don't,
sad. I thought I was relating. I was like,
No, I'm not sad about it. I just like it's time for me to like be alone and like I'm allowed to kind of like recharge my social battery in that time. But the only class that I walk with people is from bio to choir.
I have no social battery in class. It's not being run down because we don't talk.
Yeah, in class, like we don't have to use our social. That's the recharge time because we don't talk. We just get spoken to.
In English, there's communication. In AP World, there's communication. Now there is. But when he was teaching, he's always like, speak to me. What am I supposed to say when you're just like, Hitler like did this? Am I supposed to be like, oh, actually my dad was friends with, like, what do you want me to say? Like, and then in Spanish, yeah, it's like we don't talk. We get told information.
Mm-hmm. The
Also,
only class
like,
I talk in is orchestra choir.
If you need to recharge your social battery, you do you. Mm-hmm. But also, like, the school I go to, I've been going to school with those people since I was negative years old. You have some, like, people, like, you have a less of a
Also, I feel like you have to use more social battery around people that you're not, like, you haven't known as long.
Yeah.
Everything that's said here has been true. There is no denying the fact that like a lot of this year has sucked, and I don't know if that's a COVID thing, a high school thing, both. Like the fact is like that like it sucked, right? But Gloria said something about like feeling things even that like you've never felt before, and like creating relationships that like you've never had before. And while some of those things can be negative, it is 100% a positive thing too. Like you will create relationships with people. I'm not talking about like boyfriend, girlfriend, smooch relationship. I'm talking about like friendships. The level of friendship that you can reach with somebody is absolutely insane. So like don't take that for granted. Like if somebody's trying to like let you into their life, don't take that for granted, because that's, I don't know, it's important.
I think also we've never in elementary, but you never left your classroom and you couldn't really do clubs as a first grader. So we've never had interaction with people three grades above us, because our school has always been, well, Gloria went to a different one, and I don't know when Haley's switched.
Well, you were in all 5th grade classes, even though there was an 8th grader in the hallway, and there weren't clubs, so no one was in a club with an 8th grader.
Right.
And if you're on the basketball team,
like 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and you would maybe interact with a 3rd grader as a 4th grader, but that's it.
I didn't talk to a single 8th grader in 5th grade. I just wanted to point out we had the same experience. They were just there.
Okay. And so it's interesting because a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, a lot of people are kind of give up on being friends with seniors, or because they're like, they won't talk to us. But if you find the right people, the right seniors, like they will. And we have like, there's one senior in mock trial, which I've talked about, that like I would consider myself friends with. And then there's a few in drama club. And I think those like friendships, those are something so new that comes with high school, because you never had that even available to you before. So, I mean, you probably won't become best friends with them just because there is the age difference, but they can become someone you talk to or ask things. Like, I think a lot of people like the mentoring aspect and kind of helping you learn things about the club or about high school in general. And so I think that's both a friendship and kind of like a role model role that they can play, which you've just never had before, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
I had something I was going to say. Okay, so like when you're sitting in math class, it sucks. Like there is no good part about it, unless I guess you're doing group work with someone, like that's actually fun. So that's the part where you're like, high school is the worst time of your life. But then if you're in a club or you leave lunch with your friends, because maybe it's your last period, I don't freaking know, and you go to Subway instead of like the school cafeteria, you're gonna like have a experience or like a joke or something that you didn't have in middle school because you had no freedom. The ability to like, we have this class period called SMART, which is pretty much optional at the end of the day. We just can't drive, so we can't leave because the buses come after it.
Mm-hmm.
So to like go to the choir room and talk instead of staying there, like it's just very helpful.
And this will exist even more in a non-COVID year, I believe, because there's a place called the CCA, and it's basically just like a commons area. And that's kind of closed, sort of. You're not really supposed to congregate there. But usually between class periods or after school, before school, there's like, you can get food, you can wait, you can, do all this between the time of after school and wherever else you have to be. And so, but yeah, like I left last week, left SMART period, and we walked to Kroger. My friend and I walked to Kroger. Like that doesn't happen it was during the school day. It was amazing.
I left, went to Old Navy, saved a turtle.
Yeah.
On the same day.
So what do you guys think? Were you expecting more or less freedom than you got?
I was expecting the freedom that I got, I guess.
Yeah, I agree. I think that like the amount of freedom that I have is the amount of freedom that I was
we all like, as well as parents, work at the high school. like I have a sibling in the high school, or we've talked to some like eighth grader that was our friend in seventh grade. So like we kind of like knew what to expect on the like on the like what high school physically is. We just didn't know what to expect and like how we mentally felt about it. Cause like we kind of knew like you don't walk in lines, you know, you walk through the hallway for I know that was a thing.
Oh, that's so weird.
And if you stayed after for a club, you gotta like stay after a club. But I did not realize how much they let us do in drama club. Not like we get so much experience as no one else does. Like we had this hanging lattice, which is like those crisscross fences, and we had to hang fake flowers on them. So they like let a bunch of freshmen stand on 12-foot ladders alone and
Oh, they were
hang
like 25 feet. They were tall.
yeah, and hang fake flowers on a swinging like thing we made. We put all the screws in. And like if I pulled too hard, it could have fallen. Like if we put enough pressure on it, it could have fallen. And so they let us do that. Then they let Lauren and I walk this 25 feet ladder back while a grown man watched us do so.
We were
And,
struggling
like,
so hard.
They trusted us. And like we built the entire and they trusted us. Like it was weird that I couldn't use the excuse, like, I'm a child. What the heck? They're like, no, like this is what you do. You do things on your own. Obviously, like I knew I was gonna complete my homework on my own or whatever. But, like
We use
that part is
power
weird.
tools with no supervision. Like I
That's
can't
a-
even
they-
do that at my house. I wouldn't be
They
allowed
were
to do that.
there. We had supervision. They just
Not really. They're not watching us use the miter saw. Like they're just like, do it. But if I was
Yeah.
at my house, like that's not happening. You know.
and they're like, I'm teaching you once, and then you're like, you're just now letting me do it.
Mhm.
It was a weird experience, but maybe that's just a drama club thing, or if you're in like, I don't know, the other like
Wood shop class.
yeah, the wood shop class or tech theater.
Yeah.
But like,
So, I was expecting more just because in every one of those advice videos, I watched so many of like advice for incoming freshmen.
now you can watch
Those videos.
ours.
They all said the freedom you get in high school. And so I was expecting whole, I don't know, American Revolution type freedom. Like I was expecting so much. And I think I got some, but I think also think it'll increase as high school goes on. And I think it was just said so much to me that I like took it, you know, higher.
What kind of sucks right now is like everything's based around the seniors kind of in general, and especially with COVID, things are limited to just seniors. So like I don't know if they do this every year, and they probably, and like not saying seniors don't deserve it, but like we were in school and they legit said seniors go outside, you can get your free Chick-fil-A and Kona Ice, like because it was their like end of the year party, whatever, which like is great, happy for them, but everything is seniors only, like prom and stuff. We couldn't go anyways, but like
Yeah, I get
it's
it.
so
And all the
senior
concerts
based.
is only parents of seniors. And that kind of
Yeah. And half of them have like senioritis, which is, you don't know what that is because I didn't know. It basically, the seniors are sick of like being at high school. So now they're burnt out and ready to move on to college. So they're like acting like jerks and like completing their schoolwork less good, I guess, to less like quality. So they're all like kind of, they don't want to be here. They're kind of being mean to you, I guess, depending on what type of senior you talk to. And then they're like, oh, seniors only, like only I get to do this, which like, again, not saying they don't deserve, but I'm like, okay, we get it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I don't know if this is a universal experience. I don't know if you guys like had this over there, but I definitely have this experience at Fisher's, so I'm just gonna share it. I don't know if there's like this like one senior like guy that tries to play like the mentor high school father figure to you. So like in like all the other freshmen. And it's just like a little creepy. I don't know if you guys have that experience, but I definitely did and still do. And like
it's different. I think what I found with the seniors is they like are very hypocritical. So they're like, guys, be quiet backstage. And then they're like doing whatever.
Yeah.
Like they want us to behave
They want us
well.
to follow the rules, but they don't have to because they're seniors.
Okay, so like again, in the perfect world, we'd all follow the rules, but there's no fun of drama club if you can't like talk or at least sign language backstage. Seniors know that we should be good people, but they also know doing the bad stuff is fun, so they want to do the bad stuff, but advise us the correct way. So it's very hypocritical.
Mm-hmm. And then yeah, you're right.
Take it away, Isabella. Part 2.
Yeah, so like I was just kind of explaining how like for me personally, there's this like senior guy that like just kind of like tries to play this like mentor type deal, but it also kind of comes off as a little creepy. Like anything that any freshman does, he calls it cute. Like I was sitting in a chair like awkwardly and he was like, I want to say it's cute, but also, and I was like, okay, you don't have to say it's anything. Like, no, thank you. Yeah.
I'll speak.
Just yeah.
Yeah, like I don't know if it's like a completely like universal experience. I've definitely seen like people on TikTok talk about it, so I know that like at least some people have experienced it, but like it's just a little unsettling.
I'll find that senior one day and I'll let you know.
You know who's gonna be that senior? Jack.
Oh my gosh. And Tron's gonna be like, I didn't go year one. I don't know.
Gosh. It's gonna be Jack.
Oh my god, yeah. A freshman is gonna ask Saran what to do. He's like, I was virtual. Literally, I have no clue.
He's gonna be like, I was gonna ask you where to go. He's never been to his classes. And granted, it didn't really help me because I only know where my classes are.
No, I don't think you realize how much it helped you though, because you know like the workings of the A hallway, like
I know the language hallway. So if I have a certain class, I could go in the gist.
Okay, yeah. Haley, do you want to say your thing?
Yeah. It's important to try your hardest on like everything you get because you may think like an assignment won't matter or it's only like 5 or 10 points. But in the end, if you do bad in like a test or quiz or another assignment, those 5 to 10 points will help bring your grade up. And it's just important to try on the stuff you get.
When do you think, because there's these, if you get multiple attempts on something and it's worth 10 points, it's 10 questions, take the multiple attempts, get 10 points. But also if it's 50 questions, I don't know if I would take it 6 times until you get an A plus. Maybe
Everything-
you're like 95% and move on.
When I have something that's multiple attempts and I don't get like if I get like a 95 instead of like an 100 on the first attempt, like I'm not gonna retake it. But if I get below like a B plus, like I'll retake it.
I retake it if there's 10 questions or less. I've never had one that's like 50. Like I've never had.
Your maths isn't?
They're always like 13 questions.
Oh.
And half of them are the multiple choice ones. They're like, which one is the x-axis? And like I got that right the first attempt, so I just copy and pasted it.
Right. Okay.
I think if you have 17 other classes to get done, do what you need to do. But if this is the only thing on your plate, you might as well get a good grade on the one thing you have to do tonight.
My advice is if you want, like, you can get your high school experience from your house, obviously, if you're like using your phone correctly. And like, by correctly, I mean just like, you know, interacting,
Socializing.
But also, it doesn't have to be your freshman year. You can just get accustomed to stuff your freshman year. That's fine. A lot of people do that, like a lot. But before the end of your high school, branch out and join a club.
Do something, my gosh.
Like get in a club because it adds so much to the experience.
And like honestly, like even if like you kind of like are drained afterwards, it gives you a little bit of something to look forward to. Like every Tuesday I look forward to TI because I go to the studio in my school and I like hang out with my friends and we talk about helping people. Like that's just fun. Like I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Or it gives you kind of something to feel accomplished because getting a good grade on a test feels great, but it doesn't feel as good as like successfully performing in your first high school musical or doing like having a concert. Like those things all feel really rewarding, and so you get more of that sense. So just it doesn't have to be freshman, doesn't have to be sophomore, but before you graduate, try something.
It also rounds out your like resume because it's like, oh, they got all A's in honors classes. They got all A's in honors classes while balancing speech and debate, like the dance team, color guard, and the musical. Like not like that looks a lot better, but like again, it's kind of, if you go to school and come home every day, I don't know what your home life is. I'm proud of you. But there's like a certain level of difficulty that comes when there's something else on top of that. I guess.
And most clubs will work around your schedule. Like a lot of the clubs, like you don't have to be at every single meeting for.
What
Like,
club will work around your schedule?
If you're not, okay, Lauren, you're in all the difficult clubs. Like if you're not in a club where there's a final result of a competition or a musical.
Like an actual club, not like a team.
Yeah, if you're in like Dungeons and Dragons club.
Right. Okay, right. I was like, hold up, who's been holding out on me?
Even if also like I'm on the speech team and like I schedule all of my own practices, as long as I get my 2 practices a week, like I schedule all of those. So like that works around my schedule. The only thing that I have to make sure I have open are Saturdays. And like even if I can't fit a meet into my schedule, like I don't have to compete at that meet. Like that's fine. And like I don't know. I think that a lot like there are clubs that will work around your schedule because like you'll just schedule your things on that in clubs, but also maybe my school just does things like a little bit differently, but that's okay.
It's like normal, I guess, and like to follow your friends through every class they do. And since high school is like we only need 3 years of social studies, so you can like not have a year of it, and which like throws everyone else off because if they do it the first 3 and not the last one, and you do it the first one, not the second one, and then the last 2, like you're just not going to be on the same social studies schedule. Don't change your schedule to like do what your friends are doing because the class like don't join AP. You can be like, if you can do AP, I can do AP because you might not be able to, Shadi. So like not like stay in your bubble, don't branch out. That's not what I mean, but like don't blindly follow your friend just because they're your friend. You have like
keep your blinders on like your own goal. Like
don't do something that's gonna like stress you out just because your friend is doing it. Like it's okay. Like
also with AP classes, maybe
then you'll have the exact same like schedule. I don't know. You don't have your own personality.
Yeah, then if your friend can handle AP World, maybe you can handle AP Bio. But those are different.
Yeah.
And then like everything becomes like different because you'll be like, I just love my English class period. And y'all have like or freaking math or something, and y'all have the same math teacher or the same math period. It's like, really? I have so many friends in mine. I was like, oh, I don't know anyone. Like it's just it becomes a whole thing.
Yeah.
So take the class you want to take.
Take the classes you want to take. Like if you really want to take like an extra elective instead of taking like you can take like one of the like required classes like later in your high school career, but in your sophomore year you want to take an extra elective, take the extra elective. It's not going to hurt you.
And take a club maybe none of your friends are in, because then you have a whole friend group that your friend, like if you go into the lunchroom and all your best friends have C lunch and you have B, now you have your freaking book club people. Like your best friend is great and we love her or him or they, whatever they like to be called, but you need other friends because you got to complete your rings of Saturn. Your best friend can be Saturn, but you need the surrounding asteroid belts.
Yeah. You bring up
my analogies. I turned my
astronauts are real, everybody.
Astronauts are real, y'all.
Astronauts are not real.
How? No, you can't even say that.
I can.
The entire premise of our podcast.
Have you ever met an astronaut?
Okay, no, but that doesn't mean that I know they're not real. Like I've never met the Queen, but she's real.
The Queen is a simulation. No one can live that long.
That was a bad example.
But like there are a lot of things. Like, okay, I think I believe the moon landing, but there are some things like don't be adding up. Like someone tested a moon rock and it was from like Kansas or something. Like NASA had one, not like a cheap museum.
Yeah, if NASA had a moon rock, I wouldn't be surprised.
They did, and they tested it, and it was from Canada or Kansas or something. It wasn't from the moon.
Well, okay.
Follis told us this.
Do we trust?
I don't know. He taught me the entire world history. He gains nothing from telling us fake information about NASA.
He gains popular interest.
That's true. Anyway, I think that high school sucks and you're going to be stressed, but also it's really fun. So it's one of those things where it's like, it's going to suck for a little bit, but like in all the suck, it kind of is fun. So just
we'll update you after sophomore year, but I'm hoping like as we progress I'm taking 3 performing arts classes next year. If it's not fun, I'm suing.
Same.
Yeah.
It's for an hour and 30 minutes. The
I
amount
know.
of dancing.
I have the potential to come in at 10 and leave at 3 and have acting, choir, and orchestra. That could be my schedule next
I
year.
have the same thing, just instead of orchestra, it's dance.
So this could be a great year.
Yeah,
I hope they're
I'm taking 2 social studies electives, so I'm just learning about like human rights, which like period. And then I'm taking like obviously like the common classes, but I'm not taking APUSH, which I'm so excited about. Like I'm
same.
not
No
Same. I
AP
get to skip a
classes.
year. I'm so happy.
like I'm not
Haley, are you taking APUSH? Haley.
is she asleep?
I think she's asleep. She has to
Haley.
wait. She actually has to wake up. Like she has somewhere she has to be at like 10:30.
I'm calling her.
People with flex, which means you don't go to school the last 3 periods because you're a senior and you have all your credits except for you have to take math, science, English, social studies. You get 3 periods of nothing. And they're the last 3 periods. Well, because of block schedule, we don't go to school we have 4 periods and 3 periods. So if you have flex schedule, you don't go to school one of the days. Instead of leaving early, you physically don't go to school. So it's like what my sister's doing. So I don't want to ride the bus. So I want to find a ride.
She's awake.
Hello, Sleeping Beauty.
I want to go back to bed.
She left. Was that a mistake?
I don't know if she meant to leave the Zoom, but she definitely left the Zoom.
She really said, I want to go back to sleep.
We really thought you just were like, I'm going to bed.
Was that an accident? Because you said, I want to go back to bed and then left.
No, I was gonna go back to bed.
Okay, do you think we should?
That's mean.
Are we filming 2 episodes? And if
No.
so, we need to close this one out.
Yeah, we need to.
The next
Okay,
one
let's
will be
Film 2
without you.
episodes. Yeah. All right, advice.
Take
This is a
nap.
big
Let's do on high school related.
Oh, wait,
since
wait,
the
wait,
entire-
Yeah, we have to do our segment.
Okay, what is it?
Okay, we did current events last time, so it's media.
They came out with this gay Netflix show or movie. It's a cartoon. I sent it to Haley on TikTok. I will find it. Give me un momento.
I'm also reading The Hate That You Give, which is really good.
You're reading The Hate You Give? Oh my god.
I want to read Isabella's jail book. I've read The Hate You Give.
Oh, Concrete Rose. I can let you borrow that.
Hold on.
Well, that didn't work.
I clicked it and it took me to my For You page without actually opening the TikTok I clicked.
I hate when that happens.
It's showing this mom and her kids at TJ Maxx instead of gay Netflix.
In Germany, this is kind of media, kind of not. I don't know. I saw this and I thought it was interesting. In Germany, like a few, like 100 Catholic churches have started to bless like same-sex marriages, which is like not what the Catholic Church does. So that's
okay. So it's a family animated movie where the main character is a lesbian, and it's called. Oh, it was a duet, and she cut off where it's called. And like the like lady in the robe at the beginning of the movie that holds a torch, kind of like the Eiffel Tower lady. Not the Eiffel Tower lady, the Statue of Liberty.
I got you.
Like they have a little animation at the beginning where she turns rainbow.
Oh my gosh. That's like in Cloudy the Chance of Meatballs. It gets crushed by a banana.
I love when they change things because I'm like, it's that stupid freaking robe lady.
So
And then I'm like,
okay,
Columbia.
Did you guys know? Fun fact for y'all. Did you guys know? Maybe I don't know. Do you guys know that the lion at the beginning of like those movies, like after that was shot, he went and killed like a bunch of people on the set?
Well, yeah, they had him in like a circle.
That's a real lion?
Yeah.
They didn't have that was made in like the 1950s. They did not have
That's
like
awful.
CGI.
Yeah, so he went and killed people. Like he like ate people basically after that was shot.
That's
So that's terrifying.
He's like, if you're not gonna give me lunch, I'll find my
It's
own
not
lunch.
really terrifying because they put a lion in the room with them. You kind
Yeah,
of
they
know what
should
the
have
problem.
known. Like, also
Did you really need a lion that badly?
also in
You
the
could have had
live
a seal.
action, in the live action Jungle Book, the panther's a real panther.
How do you have a panther act?
Whose idea was that?
They aren't real lions in the Lion King,
domesticated.
right?
What?
They're not real lions in the Lion King, right?
No, they're not.
Well, like I have TikToks of this guy with really long hair and he's shirtless. He's always wearing like shorts. He's not attractive. And he's always just like hanging out with tigers and they like tackle him like they're friends and like they don't hurt him and like they're friends.
I mean, yeah, like you can domesticate them. Like
Yeah.
it's not impossible. In the live
Clearly
action,
the lion was an issue.
because it was like in like the 1920s. Like they didn't know how
As
to
I
do
said,
that.
yeah.
What was I gonna say? You know the mouse scene in the live action Lion King?
Yes.
The only scene that's not CGI.
The mouse.
It's the one where Scar like grabs its tail with its claw.
No, the scene where like the mouse is like running around.
Oh. Okay, that sounds very easy to not CGI.
That's
You
why.
walk into
That's why
some
it was
subway
CGI.
station of New York and just start.
Hey, those are rats. Those are rats, and they're the same size as my cat.
I've never seen a rat in New York, and I've been twice, 3 times. I don't know.
I'm telling you, my brother saw a rat one time in New York. He was like, "Whoa, look at the weasel!" And I look at that and I said, "Reese, that's a rat."
We saw a baby possum in an alleyway, and it was so cute.
Oh my god.
Okay, I'm shutting this down. Haley, advice before you fall asleep.
We got another episode to film. We don't know what it is. We gotta do it.
She's not gonna film it. She said we.
She has to be awake.
Haley.
Haley.
Oh my gosh, I love you. Okay.
She's pulling a Jack. Okay, I'll give my advice.
I'm
while
falling
being-
asleep on the Zooms.
You're probably bored of what you look like right now. So, you know what? Get some eyelash extensions. You put a slit in your eyebrows. Dye your hair. Do something fun. Because I know you've been wanting to for a while. And at the end of the day, who gives a rip? You're going to look back on photos and cringe at yourself anyways. Might as well like yourself in the moment.
You know, I really like that advice.
Thank you.
Catch me with the shaved head next week. Okay, be spontaneous. Like yesterday, I planned to hang out within a matter of like 20 minutes, and that was kind of vibey. So, like, you should just be spontaneous. Like, if you want to hang out with your friends, make it happen.
Our advice today is solid. Don't drop the ball, Haley and Lauren.
No promises. Oh, okay, I've got mine. Put something good smelling on, like if it's lotion, if it's perfume, and automatically you will feel more presentable. Like you could be
true.
in straight up PJs. I am right now. Spray perfume on this, and girl, I'm ready. I am ready. I'm going to walk the runway. I am going to Broadway. I don't know, but if I got perfume on me.
In the summer, like we all go to sleep at 4 and wake up
In the sewer.
in the summer.
Oh.
And so, like, I feel like absolute crap. And every morning I throw on a weird pair of jean shorts and a t-shirt. Girl, put lotion on your legs. Number one, nobody wants their knees to look white.
Especially
And
if you're not white.
and you smell so good. And then you just like look presentable because your legs are glistening.
No,
That's
for real. Like in the summer, I'm waking up at like 1 p.m., but I'll just go on, put on the same pair of jean shorts that I had on all week, a tank top, tie the tank top, put my hair up in a bun, put on some mascara, then put on some deodorant and some perfume. And heck, I look so, like, I just feel like ready to go call Lauren.
In the summer,
Like,
you're gonna either go run around or go jump in the pool. So what you look like doesn't matter that much.
exactly.
Or go on a bike ride or go on a walk. There's no cuteness in the summer.
Guys,
go on a
remember
boat ride.
princess mentality?
Oh, yeah.
Kind of.
We should have a princess mentality. Okay, Haley, before you fall asleep again, let's go. We need to like
We're
get
too-
up and do some jumping jacks or something.
We're too late.
I'm awake, but like,
I'm just
I'm-
laying on my unicorn.
I'm just laying on my pillow.
It is time. Bring us home with some
I've spoken energetically. I'm just not sitting up.
Make sure
Yeah.
you get enough sleep. Okay.
I know. I was sending people texts, and when they responded, I was quite confused. I was like,
You
go
were
to
the
bed.
one sending texts.
Exactly.
You were like, go to bed.
Make sure you get enough sleep.
That's good.
I kept checking Instagram to see if Isabel was awake, and she just kept being awake.
Well, I was on. Okay, well, first of all, I can only listen to Isaac talk about coding for so long, so I needed something to stimulate my brain.
So I think we all said our advice. So now we can go film part 2. Not of this, but of a different episode.
No.
Don't
Yeah.
you like have to be somewhere? That's the reason we changed it to 8 a.m.
Yeah. For sure.
So
I do.
So like,
But I'm going back to bed.
okay.
Okay.
Well, all right. So we will finish up this episode. Thank you for listening. Check all the links in the description. And our first YouTube short is out. And this in one more episode, I believe. I think this is episode 9. So next week, be on the look for Gloria's, which is... Anyway.
Like, shoot, I gotta get on that.
Okay. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.